Hey everybody, welcome to another day of math. You guys so excited? I'm sure you are. So we're gonna be talking about cones today. Not the fun ice cream cones, although you can figure out how much ice cream can fit in your cone now because you have the formula. So you could do that. So maybe go get an ice cream cone after this and enjoy some ice cream. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at missing pieces on cones. So that means we're going to be solving, specifically for today, we're just going to be solving for the height. So we're going to be solving for that missing height there today. Remember the formula for the volume of a cone is pretty much the formula for a cylinder, except where you divide it by 3, right? That's the volume cone. And again, I'm sure Miss Nebeker showed you guys the video of the, 3 cones fitting inside a cylinder, assuming they had the same height and diameter, right? So to find the height, there's 4 general steps that I want you guys to go through to solve for the height. And the first thing you're going to do is set up the equation. So you're just going to plug in all the pieces that you know. And then after that, the first step would be to multiply by 3 and then square the radius because it is a squared radius, right? And then the last step is just divide by the squared radius and pi, and the height will all be by itself at that point, and you will be done. So congrats. So let's try this on a problem here. So here I have a cone. It's a very skinny cone. I am missing the height. I'm given a volume. I know it's a volume because it is cubed, right? That means that's a volume. And I don't know if you can see that well on the screen, but that is a diameter of 2 kilometers. So it's a pretty big cone since it's in kilometers, but whatever. So first things first is I don't have a place for the diameter in the formula, right? I have a place for the radius. So how do I get the diameter down to radius? Well, diameter is basically just 2 radiuses, right? So if you divide the diameter by 2, you should get your radius, which is 1. So now I know the radius and I know the volume. The only thing I don't know is the height. So let's set up my formula here. So the volume is 9.42. And that should equal pi times the radius squared times the height all over 3. Okay. So first step, after I've set up the equation, technically the second step is to multiply 3. So I want to get rid of this creeper, get him out of the basement, multiply by that by 3, and I'm going to get 28.26 is equal to pi times 1 squared times the height. Okay, next step is to square the radius. So I want to get rid of this exponent now. So 1 squared is just 1. So I'm left with 28.26 times pi times 1 times the height. Okay, so now the last step is just divide by the squared radius and pi. So you can do this 2 ways. You can divide them individually. So you can divide by 1 and then divide by pi. Or you could divide them together. I mean, divided by 1 is not going to really change anything, but since you do have to be kind of specific if you're going to divide them together. So if I want to divide 28.26 by 1 pi, if I just did 1 pi, I'm going to get a wrong answer. Okay? Because what the calculator actually thinks you're saying is divide this by 1 and then times by pi. So if you actually want to divide them both together, you have to do 28.26 divided by parentheses 1 pi. Kind of like what you have to do when you have a negative number being squared. And then you'll get the right answer. So again, if you did 28.26 divided by 1 and then divided by pi, you end up with the same answer either way. Okay, but basically the height is going to equal 8.995, and we want to round it to the nearest tenth. So round it up, that would go up, that would go up. The height is just going to be 9 kilometers. It's a big cone. Okay, and it's not kilometers squared or cubed because it is just the height. It's a one dimension, right? Area is 2 dimensions. Volume is 3 dimensions. So if you want to think of it that way, that's basically where those exponents are coming from. Let's do one more. So again, let's bring down my steps here. So first things first, and that's probably too close. I want some room to work. First things first is I want to set up the equation. So on this one, I'm given a radius of 3 yards. I don't know the height, and I'm given a volume of 65.97. So 65.97 is going to equal pi times the radius, so times 3 squared times the height, all over 3. Okay, then once you have set up your equation, you're going to multiply each side by 3. So I start by multiplying each side by 3, and 65.97 times 3 is 197.91, and that should equal pi times 3 squared times the height. Okay, next step is to square the radius. So I'm going to square the radius. So 3 squared is 9, so 197.91 is equal to pi times 9 times the height. And then the last step is just divide the pi and the 9. So it's already on there. So divide by, I'm just going to divide them individually. Divide by 9, divide by pi. And I get 6.999. 9 means no in German, by the way. So 6.999 rounded up is just going to be 7. So 7 yards would be the height of that cone. And that's all you have to do to solve for the height. Not too tough, right?